Real rap raw.
Lord.
So you gonna do the fine claps like?
Matter of fact,
Oh, the album dropped.
the chocolate drop.
Yeah, let me call my bros up real quick and holla. Hey, yo, my one time, like both flats and Cadillacs. Hey, my boy Loco, it's time. Let's do it. Slide up on you like a sidekick. Hey, yo, my bros, something special.
5 was when it basically began.
These my day ones.
Completed, bro.
Hey, y'all ready?
Yeah.
They want us to talk to them. They got. What's up, y'all? We here. We wasn't ignoring y'all. We just had to finish the story. How y'all doing? It's your boy K to the DOT in the building. What's up? What's good? Glad to have y'all back for episode number 2, day ones in the building. We appreciate y'all coming in. If y'all didn't like it, sorry, don't care. If you did like it, keep coming back, share it, hit them random comments up, whatever. We here for all the feedback, especially the negative, because we're gonna share y'all where y'all can send it. I'm just kidding. We take it all, criticism. We good for it. Yeah. But we back again. You know how y'all doing, fellas? Everybody good? Everybody glad to be in here?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Chilling.
Life has been solid. Can't complain.
Ready to talk.
Yeah. First and foremost, though, on a serious note, I want to give a shout out and prayers to all the families over the last couple weeks that have lost loved ones to all these mass shootings, from the Texas shooting to Buffalo, just across the nation. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We're definitely praying for you guys. You guys are in our hearts, and something has to change. Simple as that. So
I know the guy. I forget his name from Texas. He's really like.
You talking about Matthew McConaughey, the actor?
I forget his name, but they had a town meeting. The mayor hosted a town meeting about the shooting and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he came and interrupted the meeting.
Oh.
Protesting, like, what are you guys going to do about this?
So
He's been the guy. I forget the captain.
There's a lot of people
Yeah,
speaking
so
up, but we just wanted to definitely give our condolences and make sure that people know that something needs to change. Yeah. All right.
Like today.
Yeah, like ASAP. Because, anyways, God bless y'all. With that being said, we're here to celebrate Juneteenth a little bit. Talk about it, be about it. Again,
Whoop.
if you don't like it, come into the next episode. If you don't like that one, keep coming back till you find one. But we're going to be here doing what we do. But on that note, Juneteenth, how y'all feel about it? Talk to me, give me your feelings, your mindset, your excitement, anticipation, disappointment. What y'all got to say about that?
So are we having a barbecue that day?
We need
Do we
to.
celebrate it?
I feel like it should be it is recognized as a federal holiday. But I don't federally or locally or statewide get paid to be off. So I just feel like we should get the day off.
But it's on Sunday.
This year.
I get the day.
You and your Fortune 500 company?
Yeah.
They give you day off?
They get day
That's
off?
good.
They recognize it.
Is it just
good.
like everybody or just the black people? It's a serious question.
Because the
good
company
question.
is very
Good
diverse.
question.
It is everybody.
Oh, okay. See, that's not.
As it should be.
Once again, people benefiting off of our struggle. I'm just playing.
They're going to do like a...
Talk about it.
I'm just saying. I ain't
Okay.
It was a joke, kinda. I meant it. But anyways, I wish it got recognized because I could use the day off. But some people know the history of it. Some people don't. Some people don't understand the significance of it. Some people may think we blow it out of proportion. They can go play in traffic. But anyways, the significance for you, Buck, for Juneteenth, excuse me.
Juneteenth. So I'll be honest, I didn't know about it until a couple of years ago.
True. I mean, a lot of people didn't, so I'm
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And learning about it for me, it makes me appreciate the privilege that I do have.
Facts.
Couldn't imagine the world, what it would be like without it.
We wouldn't be here.
You know, if this did not happen, where would we be? You know, if would it took another 100 years? Would it took another? Would it happen in 50 years? You know, even if it happened later, then what it did, would we be where we are now?
No facts.
You know.
For the people who are unaware or unknowledgeable, won't you break down the history or the storyline of Juneteenth and how it came about?
I mean, Juneteenth is like, I'm just glad it's recognized as a federal holiday now, like since it started, I guess, technically being recognized about a year ago.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, although a lot of people obviously don't really know about it. So 1865 was when it basically began. 1863 is what we recognize as when the slaves were freed, in a sense, right? When good old Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. A lot of people say, like, oh, he freed the slaves. He freed some slaves. So,
Gotta be technical on that.
and he freed some slaves. So
Like
June,
37%.
and in my opinion, and when I say this, I mean just in terms of why he did it, and to me it was a power play. So he wanted he filed this for the slaves to be free in Confederate states only while the Civil War was going on. And when the Northerners were moving towards the South, when the Union was coming towards the South, the Confederacy, obviously if the Confederate slaves were free, they're not going to stay there. They're going to join forces with the Union.
Yeah.
So that ensued with the Union basically conquering the Confederacy and that kind of thing, right? So yeah, props to Abraham Lincoln for freeing some of the slaves. But again, it's kind of like, what's your motive? But then when this happened, not all the slaves obviously knew. We didn't have Instagram and TikTok back then. So it took 2.5 years, which happened in 1865, June 19th, when some soldiers or troops came to Galveston, Texas, to let these slaves, because they were still slaves at that point in time, know, like, hey, you guys are free, right? So it's kind of like, oh, really? Like, what happened? So that information obviously had to be spread, but that's a big celebration because, we celebrate July 4th, in this country as this country having its freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that as many years as this country celebrated July 4th, not everybody in this country was free at that particular time.
Facts. Big facts.
So Juneteenth, in a sense, is more so like the freedom of everybody in this country. For everybody to finally be free in this, free home of the brave, this freedom country. So that's essentially what Juneteenth is celebrating, is the ultimate freedom of the slaves at that particular time, June 19th, 1865.
Thank you for that history lesson, bro.
Of course, you're good for those.
With Dr. Lake. Get you some educational droppage in there, bro. We're gonna have you
For the culture.
A whole segment, bro.
For the culture.
Who was the first black invention? I bet you he knows. I bet you know. What was it?
I'm empowered.
Don't you feel a little more knowledgeable?
Now I know what I'm celebrating.
Now, I'm gonna be humble with the people, and I'm gonna be up front. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a subject that's touchy with me because I'm aware of the significance of the situation. I'm aware of what it means to us, but I wasn't as knowledgeable on the topic as I could have been and probably should have been. And that's one thing I like to take pride in. Anytime you're debating something with somebody or anytime you're discussing something in general, to be knowledgeable. So when you're talking about something, you have facts to back up what you're saying.
For sure.
Rather than just spitting out opinions the whole 47 minutes and 22 seconds. So I was concerned, but I'm not at the same time. I understand the history of America, and I understand the history of what our people had to go through to get to the point where we're at to even allow this. So I'm very grateful and very appreciative for all the sacrifices and all the endearment of our ancestors. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate what y'all started. We're still trying to work on some things. 2022, we ain't there yet. Speaking of, I seen the movie the other day. Have y'all seen that movie, Karen?
Oh, no.
My God, today.
Caring?
Karen.
Karen.
Okay.
Karen. The movie.
I seen the movie halfway in.
Oh, you don't want to watch no more? Oh my God, today.
No, it was enough for me to really get my.
It's a trigger warning.
Without any spoils, like without a spoiler.
It's basically, it's what we deal with Karens in today, all bottled into one movie with one person.
Just her doing.
It's just her.
Just one person doing all this?
It's her. It's a neighbor.
You
gotta
Netflix?
watch this. No, it's on
the All Black Network.
Oh, y'all got cable?
No, they ain't no cable. What type of lifestyle do you think we living?
Oh, that's what I'm asking. I ain't had cable in a minute.
Y'all got cable? I got no cable.
Y'all got cable.
I ain't got no cable. Where you watching it at?
I'm still using his login on Spectrum.
Because everything is
on streaming services. Oh my God.
Y'all got cable.
No, it's on the Roku. You
Like-
can get it on the Roku.
Like, is
ABN.
it Roku?
Is it Roku?
Nobody- we
I thought it was
Is it
Roku.
Roku or Roku? Is it Roku?
Roku? Isn't Roku the evil guy from Samurai Jack? Roku?
Because I watched that.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm the only one.
Roku.
I remember watching. I don't remember
Haku.
the
It was
name.
Roku. Was that that's a
I think it was Haku.
the poem?
Haku was
I'm on a
poem.
haiku
No, I
now.
thought Haku was the dude
Haiku.
from Samurai
Haiku,
Jack.
yeah.
I'm about to go.
We have to
I don't
research
know what they're
that.
talking about.
All right.
But I know that I don't know what the movie Karen. Oh my God, today.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, it's a trigger warning because it's just like really, but it's legit.
I
It's
had to
stuff
check it
that
out.
you gotta watch it. It's gonna make you angry.
So I got to get a Roku.
One more thing.
No, you gotta get a Roku.
The lady, well, it's not really a spoiler. The lady's brother's a cop.
Yeah, so that
So they're both.
so it's
So you can.
2 for 1 especial.
Wow.
So you have the best of the both worst worlds.
So this probably so you probably wouldn't recommend this as a Juneteenth movie to watch.
No,
actually-
I brought it up. It's just a kind of a segue and to show people like what we're still dealing with, even though what we have been freed from,
Yeah.
which is tremendous. Don't get me wrong. I mean, how many years has it been? Like,
I mean, yeah, you still got people that like, you know, they're like great grandparents, like now.
Yeah.
Their great grandparents now, like, oh yeah, they were slaves, like they were freed, or you know, they were what's it called, sharecroppers.
yeah, oh yeah, what?
You know what I'm saying? Which is it's the same thing when you
thing.
look the way you look at it. You know what I mean?
No facts. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like my great grandmother she's up there. You know, she was born in the 30 something. So, you know, what she did with what she went through, obviously she's seen the change dramatically from when she was a kid, segregated bathrooms and all that stuff, to now where we had our first black president. The things that we're doing as a culture, it's a tremendous improvement. But I would hate to have to ask her about like what she endured back then. Like some grandparents don't like to talk about it.
Oh yeah.
They don't want to go down that route because they like, you don't really want to know. Like, just be grateful for how much has changed, and we are grateful. Don't get me wrong, because it could be far off. We wouldn't be able to do this. But it still ain't resolved. It ain't nowhere near being like racism and something that's just gonna go away. That type of mindset that people have, and that goes back to what we talked about before was generational parenting. Is that mindset, that racist or prejudice mindset, it's being taught generation to generation. It's not something you pick up going to school like, oh, when we're kids, we don't think like that until somebody literally tells us.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I moved from LA to Bakersfield, it didn't bother me until somebody pointed out that I was the only black kid on the playground, and I was like,
yeah.
I am black. Wait a minute. I just felt like we was all kids. When you were a kid, it's not until somebody points out the differences and you're like, oh. And then when you start hearing that repetitive, then you start to believe it. Any lie you tell yourself repeatedly enough, you'll start to believe it. But that's just the truth of generational parenting. That mindset coming year after year and nobody deciding to break the cycle or not wanting to for whatever the reason is. But when you think about it, like I said, it's been how many years and we're still dealing with the tedious of things. People don't like the neighborhoods we move into, the cars we drive, and the music. It's like, it's not affecting you.
Yeah.
What I do in my household don't affect you. Why are you coming and
It's like
knocking
they
on my
get
door?
mad
Nosy.
when we get on top. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that's a whole nother subject about being on top, because I could,
pause.
because we as a culture.
I told myself, don't say it. But I mean,
But when you said pause, it registered with me. But I'm just like, for real,
should have
like,
picked a different word.
yeah, maybe, anyway.
But they don't like.
Being successful.
But even in like your mom and dad, my in-laws, like in that neighborhood, they still have to kind of go through that.
We
You
dealt
know
with
what
that
I'm
all through
saying?
high school, bro. We had the N-word painted in our front yard with gasoline. They spray painted our cars and with paintball guns and stuff. They did everything they could to get us out of the neighborhood because they felt like people of our color shouldn't be in their.
And this ain't in like the 60s, 50s,
No, this was
40s,
like
30s.
2003.
This is, yeah.
Rosedale, Bakersfield, California.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So that's what's
20 years ago.
that's what's funny to me, dude.
Yeah,
Because
it's like-
people say that this stuff isn't happening anymore. And I had a guy we went to high school with, and he had hit me up on Facebook. This was some odd years ago, and he was kind of asking me questions about like policing and stuff like that. In terms of like, well, you know, what is your perspective on policemen, and like, do you feel like they like, you know, single you out and stuff like that? And I was like, oh, I can give you the list of situations I've had, situations my daddy's had, you know, and he has a badge. You know what I mean? So it's like it still happens, dude. It still happens, and it's not just black folks either. You know, you could be any type of color. Yeah, to be subject to that kind of stuff.
It goes back to a conversation we've also had before about what our parents had to teach us at a young age.
Yeah.
I had that talk with my dad at a young age about you're a black man in America. You got to move a certain way. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
I get frustrated when I go in public places with people. I tell people when we go somewhere, we got to move a certain way. When you with me, you move a certain way because we're not going to put ourselves in a situation that could jeopardize us because of a stereotype that we don't even fit.
Yeah.
But because we acted a certain way for even half a minute, they're gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely tough sometimes too because, you know, as I was brought up, just literally taught you have to be a chameleon to your surroundings.
No, that's facts.
You know, whatever the situation may be. I remember one specific example, 13, 14, 15 years old. My mom used to go to this smoke shop all the time. I used to go in there, look at it all the time. Just look. They had cool like stuff, you know, all the little trinkets and stuff that they have in the little smoke shops. I remember going in there all the time. See the people. Hey, how's it going? Can I get some candy? You know, give me. You know. But then one day, I walked in there with a do-rag on. I think I had on this little blue jumpsuit, a white T-shirt, and that two-tone do-rag.
Boy, he was out there
Dark
thugging
blue, light blue,
bugging,
that
boy.
little two-tone do-rag.
Thugging.
And so the guy in the shop didn't recognize me. And I'm doing my usual thing. I'm scanning, looking at stuff. Oh, what's this? Hey, oh, cool, you know. He was watching me so hard, he almost fell as he was trying to sit down in a chair behind the counter.
Probably deserve that.
And my mom was watching him as he did that. And then she pointed it out, you know, see, this is why I tell you, you know, don't wear your do-rag outside the house.
Right.
But I get that, but we shouldn't have to move like that, bro. We shouldn't have to adapt that much because of how they feel. I get it. We got to be chameleons. We got to move a certain way, but not everybody else is moving that like that.
That's true, and we should not have to do that too. Especially like that's a place. I don't want to say I'm a regular because I'm a kid.
I'm a
regular at this smoke shop.
Literally
9 years old.
Went there with my mom.
But all it takes that one event, bro.
But yeah, just because I looked different that day, I was perceived as a whole different, you know, person.
It's a whole thug, huh?
Yeah, a whole thug.
It's crazy.
I tell people all the time. We talk about it at work. We work at the same spot, and I tell them, hey, we got to move different. Simple as that. We have to move different. There's just certain things you can't do that other people are doing because for whatever reason, it's magnified when we do it.
Absolutely.
Especially in the place where we work at, there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
4 total, but 3 males. And that's not a shot at the company. Nothing. I don't care about the diversity. That's just the work we work in.
But we stick out.
But, you know, we can't act loud and get crazy all of the time because then that's just us being a typical.
Yeah.
So we got to move different. You know, we got to react to things differently. And it's unfortunate that you guys, and we all eventually about having kids, and that's going to be a conversation you got to have with them in 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, they got to know.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. That's the times we live in, and especially in a place like Bakersfield where, you know, they have their opinions on things. You know, we have to raise our kids and be aware of things in a different manner. But it's just one of the situations when you think about Juneteenth and you think about everything that has changed versus what we're still dealing with over, 150, 160 years later.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate, man, but.
I feel like Juneteenth was more magnetized ever since the Black Lives Movement matter.
Yeah.
Was it, 2020, during that time, it was just, a lot of, all of us were just fed up.
That whole BLM movement definitely kind of.
I think it kind of gave it,
a little more fire.
That was the reason why I think Juneteenth was pushed even more.
To kind of like tell us, like, hey, y'all, chill, we got y'all. We're going to give y'all a solution. Just relax for a minute.
No reparations. We're going to give y'all another holiday.
Another reason to have a barbecue.
You already got February.
And we won't put it in February.
It gave y'all a month. What else do y'all get? Nobody else got a month.
Hey, I think that was pretty, like, that's a good point because that was around the first time where I would legit got contacted by, like, other white friends, and they were like, hey,
Yeah.
everything okay?
Yeah.
Like, is everything all right? When there be another shooting, is everything all right? It's like, you know what? as like uncomfortable as I know that makes them feel, like thank you, because that's a big deal.
For real. And I never thought about that as like a black male. Like I don't think like, oh, I don't care how they perceive it per se.
You're not looking
so
for sympathy.
when they ask me, I'm like, oh, you care?
Yeah.
Or do you care?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So and I think you had a similar experience like that too.
Had a similar experience where it was a friend of my girlfriend, and she was literally just speaking out and reaching out, trying to say, I don't understand, but I want to help people feel more comfortable, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
You're not gonna respect that.
And it's the fact that you even said, I want to help, I don't know where to help me. You know, because regardless of whatever the situation is, asking for help is hard in itself.
Mm-hmm. No matter what it is.
So that was huge, but that experience, you know, she was pretty much like, you know, I understand, and I just don't understand how I've been so naive to everything that's been going on. And, you know, simply just...
You're not black.
It don't affect you. It don't affect you that way. But I'm the same way about literally almost everything else in my life. If it don't affect me... Yeah, you know.
It's human nature.
For people, that was a scary time in America. We were dealing with the pandemic, and then this crap happens, and then BLM explodes, the streets are hot. People were legit nervous and scared.
Yeah.
But also people were like, oh, they're in an outrage. Okay, they're really mad now. Why? What are they mad about?
Yeah.
No, for real. That's what, like, there's people that are like, why are you mad?
Why
and there's
we're
people
mad?
like, why are you, like, I want to know.
Why?
So I think that was just a time where people were like, let me sit back and reevaluate where I stand on the point. And maybe I do care a little bit. So let me reach out to some of my black friends and see how they doing. How are they dealing with this? And then you got the other people who just don't care, or they want to reach out because they want to antagonize you because they don't agree with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like I think you saw after the Texas shooting, there was a guy who posted a comment, or he posted a picture on social media, and it basically was mocking the situation. But then he tried to justify it, was like, but I got black friends, so I'm not racist. But then his black friend called him out, and he recorded, and he went in on him.
We ain't friends no more.
Yeah, basically. Like, he went in, like, if we really friends, like, how'd you even think that was even a little bit okay? And he went in on him.
That's not an excuse anymore.
No, it's not. It's not, because black friends is not, I mean, I don't know.
Family members, dude. Families can be racist to each other. It doesn't matter if you blood or not, you know? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We had an interesting discussion, speaking on our subject. We had a debate, really, between the difference between racism and prejudice. Mm-hmm. Now, going off the dictionary term, per se, you know, racism is technically based off your race, versus prejudice is just being biased. Mm-hmm. But I feel like prejudice still falls in the realms of racism, because the majority of the time people are prejudiced of you because of how you look or what you've been perceived to look like, which at the end of the day can usually fall on either your appearance or your race. When I hear racism, I think of racial activity, people being racist because of your skin color. When I think of prejudice, I think of people, they're not racist towards you, they're just not comfortable with you being in their space or you're not being at their level. We can be friends as long as you're not in my neighborhood. Like you're not that good. Like you cool, as long as you beneath me, because I gotta feel that level of comfort to let you know that you beneath me.
Yeah.
But we still cool though. I ain't got no problem with you. You just can't be up here with me.
Yeah. I think that makes sense, because I can't remember last time I looked at the definitions, but from what I remember, racism capitalized on there being a superiority that somebody attached themselves to. Like racism in terms of like, oh, my race is, like whether you think it or not, if it's subconscious, it's like, I'm better than this race or whatever. So then, you know, all this kind of stuff ensues in terms of you talking mess about all this, you know, a different race or whatever. And I agree, prejudice too, because some prejudice is good, you know, because when I say that, if I go out to eat, I'm gonna be prejudiced about where I'm going out to eat.
Oh, I'm prejudiced too. I'll be lying and say I'm president. What?
If it's a potluck, I'm not gonna eat everybody's food.
I don't care if it's a potluck or if it's my grandma's house. Because if my auntie, some people can't. No, No, but anyways, yeah.
Some prejudice keep you from a stomach ache, you know.
Yeah, no.
But you know, in regards to it associated with race,
You laugh,
then,
I'm
like,
serious.
No, because that happened to me.
Because if you go get Chinese food,
That
if
happened
you
to
go
me,
see
though.
go get Chinese food and Elroy in the back, I'm gonna have questions. Why is Uncle Elroy in the back making my Chinese food? I got questions. Now, who I'm not gonna be prejudiced against is the Louisiana fried chicken people, because them people know how to best fry some of the best chicken
fried
ever.
chicken, man.
So you can't stereotype them and be prejudiced. But anyways, I just want to interject because
You just made me hungry.
what? I've been hungry.
I know.
Okay. I'm sorry, brother. I just had to interject that because you're right. Prejudice sometimes come in handy. I'm sorry. That sounds rude. Okay. But I'm just
We are
saying.
not
in that
biased.
aspect, yeah.
We are biased.
Sometimes come in.
Don't be surprised. You biased. We biased
Biasness.
against our own people at times. Like how many times we see somebody in the store and he look a certain way, we like, let me keep my eye. Like, let's just be real.
Yeah, that's in, yeah.
It's definitely a natural reaction to be like, I am getting this vibe from this person.
Or, yep.
Sure, I do that with other black people sometimes.
Yeah, and it
They
happens.
come here, I'm like, oh, they late. The lady about to
You
get
know,
in
and
trouble.
some can blame it on energy. Some can blame it on appearance. You can blame it on
Blame it on
smell. Yes, a multitude of things. But you know, and so we judge. You know, we all
Forgive me.
judge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And we are all
Sometimes
guilty
bad.
of judging and things of that nature. But I really think it just goes to what comes out of that judgment. You know,
Safety.
And what's like influencing it? Like, what's, you know?
yeah.
For me, it's normally a safety concern.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
what I'm saying.
legitimate what it is. It's not necessarily like, oh, I think you, it's just, I got to be aware of my surroundings. And it just so happens you look like you could be a threat to that potentially,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And it may not be your fault. It just may be the stereotype that's been put out by other people that we all fall into.
Yeah, because I was going to say then, so hard question. If a non-black person only sees black people in gangster and thugs movies, and then they go out and see a black person for the first time, is it okay for them to say, oh, that's a gangster, that's a thug?
No, first of all, it's not okay for you to be out in public because where are you at when you ain't seen black people? where are you at when the only black person you've seen is on NWA?
In a bubble.
What?
In a
You've been
bubble.
quarantining your whole life?
They could have been.
Most of them, they really like it. They like our culture, so they want to embrace it. But is there a state we don't populate in?
None I can think of.
I feel like Minnesota,
Wyoming,
we
Dakotas.
got a couple. One of the Dakotas.
No,
We got people in Dakota?
Yeah,
We do? We sure do.
Yeah, out there.
we are everywhere.
Canada.
Yeah.
Not Alaska.
No,
yeah.
we got the military out there.
But the majority.
You're not going to find one.
New Hampshire,
I was trying
Maine.
I'm just saying. Anyway, I was racking my brain. Since we on this whole black empowerment movement and discussion, we've talked about this before, but I really feel like it needs to be rediscussed. Yeah, I know where I'm going with this. The N-word.
What word is that?
Oh, God.
I like noodles.
I like noodles and oodles and too, but okay. Full disclosure. I say it. I've said it before. I plan on stopping.
I guess a drug.
It's like when you plan on
You
going
ain't
on a
stopping.
diet and you wait
You ain't stopping.
and you wait for Monday to come. You like, on Monday I'm gonna stop doing it. That was like
can't
32
cold
Mondays
turkey.
ago. I'm working on it, and actually I've gotten better because I feel a certain type of way now after our last discussion. I really do. Every time I say it, it's a trigger. Like you got to stop. But
It ain't a hard trigger.
I don't know about, I mean, that's our slang in a sense. That's how we communicate to one of us, each other. But when a different race
And
want
that's-
to talk to their race and use that slang,
so
that triggers me.
why?
I'm like,
but is it
Why
okay?
is it different
You said a
for
little too
somebody
natural.
else to say it?
Because in the way the whole way it came about, you know that the derogatory
That's
behind
us.
it.
That's all we got.
Okay, peep this. Okay, check this. Perfect example. When I worked at a specific school, I had a specific staff member that knew my name, first, last name, and middle name. They knew my whole life. But when they saw me, they referred to me as Bubba. What's up, Bubba?
Okay.
That's not my name.
That's what you call a little.
First of all, I'm a grown man. You're a
People
grown
in
man.
the South, they say bub.
Yeah. But when you a older non-black person and you send that to a younger black male, to me,
You'd be surprised.
it's it's derogatory. To me, it's disrespectful. First of all, my name's not Bubba. Second of all, we've all seen the 30,000 slave movies. That's what they refer to them when they want to. So to me, it's demeaning.
Okay.
So if I walk up to you and say, "Oh, what's up, Bubba?" That's Southern. It's cool as heck. So with the N-word, when I walk up to you and say, "What's up?" Does it make it okay? Not necessarily, but they used it so much to make it demeaning, derogatory, and we turned it into something cool to make us communicate. And now they're using it as something cool, and now we want them to stop.
Essentially, we did what black people are good at doing. We turn lemons into lemonade.
Yeah, that's what we do.
They give us the bad parts of the hog when we were slaves. We turn it into chitlin. You know.
By the way, that crap
know,
stinks. I don't know about that good.
Some people like it.
So, I mean, I ain't
But
there.
it's a touchy subject because I agree with both spectrums. I agree it has to start with us in a sense. We glorify the word in our music. We glorify it in our movies. We use it. So, but there shouldn't be a limit on us using it because we don't want them to use it. But at the same time, should we be using it?
No.
Yep.
Because why use something that you can be offended by, right? And I guess you can say, well, why curse in general? Because you can still be cursed at and take it personally, right? But knowing that it has derogatory meaning behind
Which means they shouldn't use it at all.
Which means, shouldn't use it one bit.
No, they shouldn't use it.
No. It should not be used. Because because we are trendsetters in a magnitude of ways. And so the only way to change that is if the trend amongst our culture changed. But how?
That ain't gonna happen because we sell too many records.
It's gonna make a hashtag. Hashtag.
Stop saying it.
Stop the.
All it's gonna take is 1 or 2 rappers to stop saying it. But how many rappers wouldn't be rappers, successful rappers, if they took the N-word out there? Because I know a couple songs where the whole line, the whole thing is yada 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 N-word. Like they don't rhyme at the end no more. They just throw the N-word at the end, and that's their rhyme.
Yeah, that's true.
So how many rappers would be unsuccessful?
Probably a lot.
I'm just saying, like that's literally like where it's heard the most is in the movies and in the music.
Or
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna listen to Meek Mill and not say it. What?
that's because it's already there. It's there.
But if
it would have to be a new trend.
Yeah, no.
That new trend would have to be started.
So, ooh,
The
gonna be hard to
cycle
start.
would have to be
we gonna
broken.
make a shirt that say, "Stop it," and then I'm put N-word on the back with a cross through it. That's how we gonna
That's
start
what
it.
we're gonna do.
Let's see.
All right.
Hee-hee.
Start.
I'm gonna start it.
It's a start.
I'm gonna work on it.
I'm not wearing it.
I'm gonna keep saying it
Can we say it?
because it make my teeth whiter. Who said
Support
that?
you and love you,
That
but
Paul Mooney.
Paul
Yeah.
Mooney.
It makes my teeth whiter.
I mean, I get it. I just, it's one of those, like we said before, that subject. It's not gonna be any resolution to it anytime soon.
Yeah.
I think it's just a big issue right now because of the whole BLM movement and everybody. And then it's a trigger because everybody's literally using it. I mean, I worked at a high school where non-black kids were using it in their regular language, like it was,
Oh, like they
Like
it
it's
wasn't gonna get punched in
like
the mouth.
like it's the word, like the word "the." Like that's just how they were saying it. Like just like that. It is, and they have no like, oh, let me see, there's another black. They don't
Yeah.
care.
No, yeah.
So that part bothers me because I need you to have some fear in your,
Yeah.
when
You'd
you
be a little scared.
let me be a little scared. Like if I say this, Wesley Snipes gonna come out of nowhere and sock me in the back of the head and disappear. I just need you to have that type of,
Or Samuel Jackson.
because that to me that shows me you don't care.
Samuel.
You're not afraid no more. So you don't give. I'm tired of these mother effing kids saying this mother effing N-word. I'm sick of it. That's all I'm saying. But
I saw something interesting about. I didn't really know that much about this, but the original, I guess, creator of Papa Murphy's Pizza. Did y'all know about that?
I seen that. Yeah.
So I didn't know that. I really didn't know about
Yeah,
that
boy, they
situation.
dragged
But
him.
he basically got into some mess because they caught him on a recording saying the N-word.
Yeah,
So when you hear that, first thing you look, was he white? Was he black? Like if you see that he's not black and he was caught or like was recorded saying the N-word, you think the worst of it.
The worst.
What
So-
about Dom? Go ahead.
But that's like I kind of knew about that story, but I looked into it a little bit more. And when I looked into it some more, and I was like, you know what? I honestly would give this dude a pass because of just they took it out of context in my eyes because he was talking about a completely different situation about referring to somebody, and I think when he said it, he was like, oh, well, they call black people N-words all the time or something like that. But he was like using the word to just describe the story. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was like
Everybody was like, oh my God, you.
yeah, he wasn't like grudgeful when he said it or anything like
Yeah.
that. And it's like, to me, I was like, yeah, okay, you know.
Now on the flip side of that, you got the Donald Sterling situation
I was about to mention
with
that
the
part.
Clippers.
Yeah,
where
that
his-
was
where his
yeah.
wife recorded him and he was talking about don't bring them N-words to the game, yada, yada, yada.
That's a different situation.
And they lit him up.
Yeah.
And that poor man, his heart gave you.
But it's like, why would you want to say don't bring them to the game if the whole
They
league
is
is
the
full
game.
of
Because
us?
these
We
sports,
are.
Doesn't
these
make any
sports
sense.
owners got slave mentality, especially in the NFL. They have that slave mentality that you work for them. And I'm paying you millions of dollars, so your job is just shut up and do what I tell you to do.
Don't even get me started on that. Man.
And that's how they feel,
That's why they call it
especially in the
owners. That's why they
NFL.
call it owners.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally.
I thought they were going to work on getting the black NFL.
They work-
team owner for one of the
Well,
teams. Whatever.
being an NFL owner, first of all, is you got to have deep pockets, deep.
Oh,
You got to be part of it.
Deep, you gotta have backup. Like LeBron might be able to put himself in the category for it, but you gotta have billions to do that. I mean, you gotta have collateral. It's just a big deal. Now they are working on hiring black coaches. The NBA did a good job of this offseason, but only because somebody literally said something about it. Black coaches, black executives, black GMs, especially in the NFL, there's no black GMs. But it's just dumb. You would think in a sport or in a community where it's majority black people, you would try to hire people that can resonate with them and relate to them so you can get the most out of them. But no, they're just hiring slave masters to run the ship while they all spending their money. And that's unfortunately the world, again, the times we live in.
yeah. And that's the thing, too, is like letting people know about that. And like you tell people that, and they're just like, oh my God, like you got to keep bringing up race. Like it's really not about that. Like you affirmative action, you guys are okay. And it's like we're not leaning on this as a crutch.
We just want y'all to know.
We want you to know that, you know, some things may have changed, but some things kind of really didn't change. Yeah. And it's like, you know, it's just like an educational thing. We're just like, this is still kind of happening.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
We growing with the situation. And when y'all do better, we'll give you a thumbs up. And when you're not, we're going to let you know.
And at the end of the day, they'll never understand from my point
No,
of view.
they'll never understand.
They can see what we go through, but they'll never understand what we
It's the perfect, like for instance, you have these interracial relationships where the woman is white, the man is black. Parents
Love
have,
you, babe.
without going into that much further, the parents of the female have never been in that man's situation or his shoes. They don't understand the situation. All they really know about what they've seen and what their girlfriend what their daughter tells them. So when you as a black male start going through something, they can't in any shape or form, not even a little bit, relate to anything you're dealing with, even if it's not directly towards you. Like as a black man, when BLM happened, if your in-laws are not black, they don't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand the thought process. Their job is, in my opinion, to support and to learn and try to help.
And show as much empathy.
Support as you want. But when you start trying to put your opinion, well, maybe that wouldn't have happened. No. Don't say that. Because you will never be in that situation because you're not my skin color. So you can't say that wouldn't have happened if.
Absolutely.
Well, you should have complied. It's easy to say that until it's your son in handcuffs on the ground with his face in the ground and you screaming at the police to get off of him.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that. So people gotta, like you said earlier, you just gotta be aware of what you stepping into before you start commenting on it because you really, and it goes back to like, even what I said about the Juneteenth. I'm not gonna sit up here and give you a history lesson on something I'm not fully knowledgeable. So how can I tell another person about how to live their life and I don't know what they go through?
Right.
Black, white, mental illness, gay, whatever it is, I can't tell you how to live your life because I ain't been through it.
That's something like that you brought up too, Julian, was in regards to like, you know, some white folks that came out of their way to ask you like, well, like, you know, I will never understand where you are, but
Exactly.
is there anything I can do? Like, what could I possibly do? And the biggest thing I think for them to do, in a sense, would be they're already in a position to be educated by asking us, but when you see something, that is not
Wrong. It's wrong.
it's not right, speak up and say something about it, because you're just as guilty if you just let that kind of stuff happen.
Yeah.
And just like, we have our own culture. Like, if we're hanging out at a restaurant with, like, if there's white folks in the area, we may not act as the same as opposed to we are just in closed doors and we by ourselves.
Big facts.
Same thing for white folks. If you see something that's, that's not for us, not for blacks, or it's, something that's racist and you're around your white friends or something like that, speak up. If you really want to change something about it,
Correct it.
say something about it. Yeah, correct it. So,
Because if you're not part of the solution, part of the problem.
problem.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. To the way to be a part of the change, the way to support it is to not allow it around you when you see it. As you said, see something, say something. Just because that type of stuff is not okay. Whether it's with a black person, Asian, Hispanic, whether it's somebody being racist towards a white person.
Yeah.
Like, it
It's just
does
wrong.
not matter. If it's just not right, then, not put somebody in their place, but, whatever you can do safely, comfortably, understand confrontation and saying stuff isn't to everybody. That's not everybody's stilo or whatever the case
everybody
may be. But, maybe your safe space is to vent about it in Facebook or whatever the case, and be like, hey, I saw this today. I don't know what I could have done.
Yeah, that's real.
Let's talk about it. What are the options? What would you have done?
Yeah, that's real.
Instead of just being like video record
And then post that shit
and then
to
just
your
post it, hoping that you go viral.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But be okay having those conversations and being open to listen to those different opinions that people may have, because just because somebody has an opinion that's different doesn't mean they're angry or mad or
Be able to have those conversations and disagree and still be cool afterwards. Yeah.
It's just the platform has to be open. Once the platform is open and everybody acknowledges and accepts the openness of the platform, then that probably truly is when things can change.
Yeah, putting it out there, like you said, because I had a really good friend, and he's married to a white woman. Obviously, my friend is black, and they live out in Virginia. And his wife had posted something about their son that they have, and she was kind of like I never really conceptualized having to explain to my son why people may treat him a different way because he is black. Like, and I never would have thought about that, but some people don't realize, like, when you get into interracial relationship, like that's your future. Like, you may have to talk to your child and let them know, like, hey, you're black now. That, like, you're going to be treated differently than me or whatever, or your mom. And I'm going to have to learn more about raising you as a child, because I never had to do this and my parents never even had to do it. So I can't even learn from them to teach you. It's something that I really have to learn in real time, to teach them.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a moment. This me right here? This one right here? We, as black folks, have to have a little more accountability in what we do, too. We have to be better to stop giving them stuff to talk about. We want to blame everybody else, blame the white man, blame everybody. Scratch all that. We have to do better. Stop asking for handouts. Stop asking for excuses, making excuses. Stop being do better in every aspect. And if you don't know, get knowledgeable. But stop trying to fill the voids with excuses from the white man and from racism and for historical. It's 2022. We can't use that no more.
Keith, you sound like the BT commercial dude. You sit at home watching TV. Your life is passing you by.
College dude. I'm going to college because I'll be the first one.
It's right there.
I'd rather hold you back, buddy.
No, because I get mad because we want to get mad at them for stereotyping us, but then we keep falling into stereotypes every day, and then we make excuses for ourselves for why if only no, bro. The white man did nothing. You stopped going to school. You didn't graduate high school. That's why you can't get a job. Simple as that.
And being lazy.
I mean, if your cousin Pookie shot up the mall and Pookie is in jail, stop talking about free my dude Pookie. They did him wrong. Pookie shot 6 people.
We don't want them free. We don't want them out here.
Hell?
Shoot 6
I'm
months.
sorry. I just get tired. We make excuses for ourselves, but then we want to justify our actions when it come to them.
Yeah.
Because the news is not going to shine us in any bright,
They never do.
good light. So
I read an article of a kid who saved his mom's life. And you know what the article read? Thug who was arrested while our team saves mom's life. Why he got to be a thug? He's a hero. But that's the pain. But we give him that in certain aspects by the way we move. So we got to be better. How can we expect other people to hold us to a certain pedestal if we cool with being down here? If we glorify this? So that's all I'm saying. If we gonna go after them about the stuff they do, the N-word, how they treat us, and how it's actors, let's make sure we put ourselves in a position not to be judged.
yeah, and I'd be just walking up on stage and slapping people.
Yeah, well.
I ain't gonna say no names.
Oh God! If we don't get a Bad Boys 4, I'm gonna lose it. I promise. If I don't get a Bad Boys 4 over that, sorry. And that's another thing. Like to piggyback off of that, we as a culture don't look out for each other enough. I remember when I started at Taco Bell, the lady was Hispanic and she hired only Hispanic employees at the time because she was trying to take care of her people. When other cultures move up, they get promotions, they take each other with them.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
When we do, we cool with everybody being down here because we like that feeling, everybody looking up to us. Scratch that. Take everybody with you, bro.
Yeah, take them with you.
Everybody ain't meant to go with you.
Everybody ain't meant to go with you. But if you can learn them, learn them a little, you might be able to. I didn't try to learn a few people on the way.
Just the ones that's genuinely there for you. And then
It go back to, we talk about your circle. Look at us. Like, I have no problem. If something happened tomorrow blowing up, I'll be like, my boy, this is what we do. Because I would accept, that's the same that would be reciprocated between all of us. Because of the respect between the four of us. And the accountability. That's another reason why this podcast is so tremendously necessary. Because we don't have enough accountability amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
We as black men don't hold each other accountable when we screw up, when we mess up, when we do something we ain't supposed to. And we got to start doing a better job of that. Whether it's as parents, as workers, uncles, cousins, we got to start holding each other.
Friends.
Hold each other more accountable for our actions, whether it's parenting, business. Just know that I'm not trying to come at you disrespectful. I'm not trying to come at you because it's because I love you. And I want you to be better so we can be better.
Absolutely.
Even if I'm not the best in that department, I still want you to be better because I know there's more potential in you in that department.
Yeah, you can do
So
better.
just be better.
Yeah.
But stop making excuses and have accountability for yourselves, man, as a culture. We want to blame everybody else. Sick of this.
I guarantee it.
Yep.
Don't get them started.
No, I'm okay.
Denzel?
Nope, I'm not doing, no.
So, all right, so let's talk about privilege. What privilege do you feel you have? Or do you know that you have?
The privilege to wake up every day.
Okay.
And that ain't guaranteed, and that's to the man above. I don't think nobody on this earth for that. But other than that, I got the privilege because of my history to make some good fried chicken.
Okay.
And have great weather.
Amen.
And barbecues.
Amen.
You do be throwing down on
Flavor.
the grill.
With no raisins in the potato salad.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
You do be throwing down on the grill.
Something
I've
like
never
it.
counted raisins in a potato salad.
I hope not to, because I would hate to end a friendship that day.
I didn't know that ever happened.
Oh, it
But
happens.
I've seen it, but I'm like,
It happens.
I thought it was a joke. I'm like, no, they did that. They didn't mean to put the raisins.
There's some people in the
They
member.
got bugs in there.
I'm like, they wouldn't ever. Why would you want to put that? That's an offset.
Raisins was made to be by themselves, first of all. That is
Or-
a solo.
Or no, man.
Or oatmeal, chocolate.
Y'all ever had that
cereal.
broccoli salad with the
Oh, that's fire.
Oh, that's real.
See, that's what I'm saying. That, it goes with
Take
that.
back-
You know what I'm saying?
I take back what I said.
trail mix?
That's real. That's different.
That's what I'm saying. It
Okay,
goes
so
with
maybe
certain
this is
things.
this. We're going to have to revisit that list because raisins do have some potential to be delightful. Just not in potato salad.
Yeah, no.
Or anything
But have
potato.
you had it though?
Huh?
Have you had it?
Why would I do that?
Just have you had it?
Why would I do that?
I never
He
tried
has
it.
not had the privilege.
I'm just saying, this is my thing.
having.
No, this is my.
You haven't had the privilege.
That's his privilege. He hasn't had the privilege.
All right.
Well, that's my thing. I'm like,
Keep your mind right.
you know, I'm a foodie. I'm a foodie. And
think we
as
all
much
are.
as people will be like,
Little
oh, that's nasty. I'd never try that from, whatever country. I'm like, but have you had it? And I'm like, well, no. I'm like, how you know it's nasty? I'll try anything once.
That's what she said.
Now, I may not look forward to it. Wow.
Now, look, when it comes to trying stuff for the first time,
I will try, especially just the cruise that year when we had alligator and all that. Yeah, I
Oh,
will
yeah.
try. Alligator's
Yeah.
fire. But yeah. But that was
So going back to privilege.
Okay, yeah, okay. You meant in terms of race, or?
We ain't got no privilege out
Just
here.
I said what I said and I meant it.
No, and that's okay. But it's kind of just like, everybody has some form of privilege. I'll speak for myself. I have the privilege of, completing my bachelor's degree. I have the privilege of being able to provide for my family, and not have to worry necessarily financially, because of the steps that I've taken throughout life to, get me there. I have the privilege to walk outside comfortably in my neighborhood. I do because
your neighbor don't like.
no, and I say that just because I know I carry myself in a certain way,
big facts.
so that way my neighbors around know that, like, oh, I'm nobody crazy or nothing like that. So
Just don't wear your do-rag outside.
Yeah.
Apparently you can't go to work either, because they follow you to work.
Oh, hell yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to file a police report.
No. But yeah, so, that, what have you set yourself up for? So that way you have privilege in your own way.
Big facts. I like that. So with that being said, when you leave this YouTube channel today,
I want to know what privilege
Yeah,
y'all
he
got.
wants to actually ask you.
nope, I don't want to answer. Nope.
That's for the audience.
That's for y'all to answer.
And you give us the feedback.
Yes, because we know
We'll
what
talk
we're
about
going to
it.
talk about on the car ride home. Then we're going to come back.
Yeah, because we just
But
studied
also-
for that question.
On the real, no, for real. Let's try to make some plan to play just as a culture, as a people, as Americans. Let's just be better. Let's just be for real. Like, let's just try to be better.
On this Juneteenth, I want to challenge y'all.
Even if it's just one aspect. I seen this John in the movie. I promise you not. Give a perfect effort. When you do something, give a perfect effort. Whatever it is, this week, dedicate giving a perfect effort to something. Whether it's your relationship, whether it's work, finances, like legitimately, in that department of your life, make a perfect effort. No excuses, no exceptions. Go all out for it. And see if you see a difference within just a week. And if you do, just provide it to something else. But we individually have to be better in order for everybody to grow.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So,
And we all in this together.
that part, you ain't
You
never
know.
by yourself.
We are all in this together.
We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Y'all hop in the comments. Do what y'all got to do. Run it up. Don't run it down. Run it up. Throw it up. Whatever it is. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And with that being said, we are the day ones. And just remember, keep your mind right.
Keep your circle tight.
We out here.
We out.
Be easy. Oh, wait. We not out here. I'm sorry. Shout out. Sydney J Creates. Oh, Jesus. We still live. Don't go nowhere. We still here. I want to shout out friend of the family, Sydney J Creates on Instagram, Broken Cycles. She's doing something special. Her lyrical bars is off the chain, but she got something nice going on with the product. Go check her out once again. Sydney J Creates on Instagram, a.k.a. from Broken Cycles on Instagram as well. Check out her merchandise. Her message is powerful. Check her out. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We out.
Peace.
Peace.
You guys are amazing.
Special brother.